Brian Watts with Second Nine Golf. I'm here with Randy Myers, the Director of Golf Fitness here at Sea Island. Randy, it's great to have you here today.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Awesome. So we just want to talk a little bit about junior golf today and fitness. And as we know, you've worked with hundreds and hundreds of junior golfers throughout your career. And what's something that's really important with junior golfers and their fitness? And here at Sea Island, what really separates you from everybody else?
Well, Sea Island, our number one philosophy is we treat every player that has a name on their bag like they're already on tour. And so we've been doing that for the past 15 years. It's important for each player to have their own individualized program and make sure that they're doing a program consistently, not sporadically and not changing it all the time. So we run through a three-part plan. It's assessment, biomechanics, and then conditioning. And so what we start with smaller kids, junior golfers, 10, 12 years old, is assessment. How do you stretch before you play? Right. Just like tour players, what do they do before they play? And then we work on what's going to enhance their overall swing capabilities. That's more biomechanics, that's balance, symmetry, movement, medicine ball work. And then finally we build a strength and conditioning program, which is going to allow them to be ready to go play college golf.
Awesome. That sounds great. So in the assessment process, what would you say that is one thing that really stands out with those young junior golfers that you work with?
Well, because they're all growing at such a rapid pace, we want to maintain their hip and hamstring flexibility and also posture. I would say there's a big difference between girls and boys at that age. Girls are generally a lot more pliable, they're flexible and don't have as much power. Right. Boys are growing rapidly and their muscles are tighter, so they need a little more flexibility. So we see both ends of the spectrum. I would say starting with the younger players, knowing what they can do with their body weight, how many push-ups, how many pull-ups, what's their broad jump, can they throw a medicine ball overhead, can they bounce it? Things that you can do at home as a parent with your kids. As you move into the biomechanics, it takes a lot more involvement with the swing instructor. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you getting new clubs? How important is this program for you to develop into the next level player? We see that generally around 13, 14. And then finally, by the time our kids are sophomore, junior in college, we're really preparing them to go work out and have a program when they get to the collegiate level. So right. It encompasses everything in our program.
Oh, that's great. So let's bounce back to the conditioning part. So let's just say the junior golfers are playing the majority of their tournament golf throughout the summer. So does the conditioning side of the workouts, does that change a little bit throughout the year as well as their fitness exercises?
It sure does. We call it periodization, and for parents at home, it should be one of the things you sit down and focus on a quarterly basis with your junior golfer. You need to know, how many tournaments am I playing, when is my next tournament, and am I playing 2-3 weeks in a row, or do I have a big break? During a break, you really want to get back into your strength training and conditioning programs and understand that you're trying to build strength in your shoulders, lats, and legs. Core stability can be a continuous program even in the non-periodization time. But what we're trying to do during the off-season workouts is put a little more size and strength on the player. We sacrifice some flexibility during that time, right. But then we bend it back around just like we would with a tour player going into the performance and tournament time. Oh,
that's great. So when is a good age for these junior golfers to start working with a guy like yourself?
Well, it's pretty interesting because, having worked with 100 PGA and LPGA players, I would say a good reference for someone in the women's or junior girls golf is Paula Kramer and Morgan Pressel. Started around age 12. They were gymnasts, took up golf, right. And then started to work out around 12 and 13, doing things to get a little stronger to hit the ball farther.
Right.
If you look at guys, unless they're playing multiple sports, which we encourage, by 9th grade they should be really involved in a conditioning program. So summer of 8th grade into 9th, they've kind of reached puberty and they're done with a little bit of their initial growth spurt.
Right. That's wonderful. So let's say a junior golfer is getting ready to play in a tournament, and what would you say the most important thing for them if they have no opportunity to work out the day before, no chance, they're getting to the golf course a little late for their warm-up? What's one thing that they can do to make sure they enhance their experience and their performance for that day?
Well, I think the most important thing is to have a warm-up segment that you do with a golf club. A 7-iron would be great, and you could go through a series of drills where you do toe touches, squats, lunges, some rotation, and then get down on the floor. Spend about 3 to 5 minutes stretching your hips and low back so that you're consistent. You know, I had an opportunity, early in my career to work with Gary Player and Lee Trevino. Those guys really talked a lot about the ability to specialize your warm-up. And what that meant is it isn't just hitting balls, you're specializing your body to get ready to go play golf. So, it was happening in the 80s, it happened in the 90s with Tiger coming on strong. Now in the 2000s and into the late 2000 teens with Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka. These guys are really machines out there, and I really encourage you to get in a standard warm-up program. 5 to 10 minutes is better than no minutes.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Could you please tell us a little bit more about the player development program that you have here at Sea Island?
Well, I think it's one of the best things we were able to introduce here. For years we were doing it. It wasn't as quantified as it has been since Daniel Gray came to our facility and really started to take accountability for the players. What are they good at? What aren't they good at? Where do we need to address their limitations in the physical end as well as in the golf swing and the mental end. So the player development program has been expanding rapidly here. We've got over 30 players coming to us quarterly. We look at ourselves more like a Cleveland Clinic or a place where you can go in there and get assessed, go through all of the things that you need to go through, and then take it back home to your instructors.
That's great. That's great.
It's been fantastic.
Awesome. I want you guys to follow Randy at randymyersgolf.com and enjoy his book, Fit for Golf, Fit for Life.